Hey there, multi-prep teachers. You know how professional development never seems to quite get to what we need? It's like, great idea, but how do I make this work when I have 3+ preps to juggle? That's exactly why I created the Simplify Your Preps Collective. It's a free Facebook group built just for teachers like you, where we share tips, resources, and real talk about making multi-prep teaching less overwhelming and more doable. Sound like your kind of space? Head to kristenmasick.com/collective and join us today. Let's simplify together. Did you actually know that there is research to show that there are phases of a first-year teacher? And I know that you are not a first-year teacher, but I do know that teaching multiple preps, especially if you are teaching a new prep, can put you in these same phases. As a little bit of a review, or if you've never heard about it before, typically there is an anticipation stage, and then survival, and then disillusionment, finally leading to rejuvenation and reflection, and then once again, anticipation. This is kind of usually when you hit October, November, December, and even January, you are in the disillusionment phase. Now, the thing that we would like to get you to is that rejuvenation phase, but you cannot do that without taking a break. That's really what starts that rejuvenation phase. If you don't allow yourself to have a break and really utilize this holiday break, you are not going to get there. And we really want you to get there so that you can get back into that reflection and anticipation phase. In today's episode, we are going to be talking about balancing your personal and your professional life over the break so that you can indeed get a break. Welcome to the Secondary Teacher Podcast, the podcast for middle and high school teachers juggling multiple preps to get the strategies to reduce overwhelm so that you don't have to choose between being an effective teacher and prioritizing important relationships. I'm your host, Kristen Masick, a 10-year high school engineering teacher, former middle school assistant principal, and teacher coach. Every week, we will discuss strategies, systems, and time-saving tips to help you not only survive but thrive as a multiple prep teacher. There can be a huge struggle to disconnect over the break. So maybe you promise yourself you'd unplug during break, but you secretly checking your emails after the kids go to bed. I know that I am a victim to this. My good friend Jen Manley of the Strategic Classroom has some great ideas on setting boundaries with email. And there are some things that she has pointed out in the past that I have already adopted, and then there's things that I'm going to try out this break, and I would encourage you to think about some of those as well. The first idea that I love from her is to have an out-of-office reply, and I believe when she teaches about this, she even mentions that you can have an out-of-office reply during the school day, like if you're not going to be checking your email. But let's look at specifically for this break. Make sure that you have an out-of-office reply. And then within that, include some FAQs. Maybe you have a link to your syllabus or your disclosure document that has information or that has those frequently asked questions that maybe your students and your parents and whoever's emailing you can answer for themselves by reading those FAQs. Have something in there like, I'll respond to emails when we return on January, whatever, so that people know that you are not going to be checking your email over the break. Really, we're wanting to check out so that you don't even know what is going on. The first way to do this would be to remove notifications for email on your phone, which I have already done. I do not get any notifications. Now, the second, if you want to really challenge yourself or really give yourself a break, you can remove email from your phone, at least your school email. Remove that from your phone. I am going to try it this year. Let me know if you try it as well and see if that makes a big difference. I'm really hoping that it will allow me to really mentally check out. And then when I go and do that habit of just checking my email, that I'm maybe only checking my personal email and I'm not flipping through to my work email because it won't be connected. In episode 249, I talked about how sometimes you can just be in the habit of doing things because you're always having to do things as a multi-prep teacher. If you feel like you need to do something, try resetting your home. This is a great time. I really enjoy this time because it is a longer break. It's not just a long weekend. We do have time with our children. This is a time where I try to declutter as much as possible. I look at this in a couple of different phases. I like to declutter prior to Christmas. We're making room for Christmas. We get rid of things. We try to tell our children that we want to give up toys that would benefit other children who may not have toys, so that others can have toys. And it really changes the lens and allows my children to be a lot more giving and really looking around and seeing, what is it, something that I'm not using right now, but maybe another child would enjoy. Now, the other thing is I like to get my holiday picked up after the holiday. I know that sometimes it's easier just to leave it up, but if I can get everything put away and once again, reset, that allows me to not have to worry about it once school starts again. I'm not keeping up my Christmas tree and all of the decor until the end of February because I don't have a break. Those are a couple different ways I like to do when it comes to decluttering and resetting as a family. The last bit of advice that I would like to give you going into this winter break is to let go of perfection. That could be perfection over the break, things that are occurring over the break, but it can also be starting that new semester or starting when you come back. The best thing you can give yourself this break is grace. You don't have to start January with every detailed plan. You don't have to know what you are doing exactly day to day from now until the end of the school year. Give yourself some grace. Allow yourself to breathe. There are ways that in other episodes I teach how to use AI to take that load off of you so that you're not having to worry about it and allowing yourself to recharge. Now, you do have some homework. I've got 2 journal prompts, 2 things that I just want you to even think about. The first question is, what's one thing you'd like to do over break that's just for you? And then the second question is, what's one boundary you need to set to truly recharge? Now, if today's episode was helpful to you, it could be for others. To help spread the word about this podcast, take a screenshot of this episode, add it to your IG stories, and tag me at Kristen Masick, KHRSTENMASSIC. Until next week.